5 minutes, 6'5", almost 300 pounds. You love to see that on your team, but the fact that he's out here today playing at home against West Texas, he's happy that
it's an opportunity for them to come in. First home game for the Bulls. Opportunity for them to knock them off.
And North Texas, in the meantime, we're going to see them when they come out for their starting lineups. You might have seen them at
Larsosa, Octavius Thomas, and Walter Waldo on the defensive side of things for West Texas. We've got Gabriel Larsosa, Octavius Thomas, and Javier Luna on the defensive line. Walter Waldo and Ruben.
National anthem.
Was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the balls bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Our guest today for the coin toss is football legend Patrick Porter.
All right, now on hometown North Texas Bulls and the visiting West Texas Buccaneers. I wasn't sure what happened there with the coin toss, Dom. I think I was a little too focused on my starting lineups.
Well,
The characters that you see and the walks of life that these guys come from, as opposed to a high school team. You know, a high school team, a lot of those kids, they just have the same mindset. They're all going through the same things on a daily basis.
going to college.
Yes, it's really easy to get them to focus on one goal because they're all kind of going through similar stuff. Here, it's just completely different. This is professional football. And like I said, there's just so many walks of life that you see. All of these guys have different lives outside of this team that they live in. Some of them, like I said, have NFL experience. Some of them have D1 college experience. A couple of them never made it past high school, and they just knew that they wanted to play football, and they made it happen for themselves through tryouts and making the team. And, you know, I just love watching this type of football over high school just because there's so much more charisma, so much more action, and the talent level is obviously a lot higher due to the fact that you've got NFL-level talent guys out there.
Very true. And just to mention, a lot of guys on this team, maybe 4 or 5, have experience within this Fort Worth area playing at Fort Worth Dunbar. So it's an opportunity for them to play
In the home opener.
And you have to, you know, a higher ceiling to where the ball may not touch the ceiling at all, and just an opportunity for you to really do what you do best.
Ben Hill's pointing to both sides. Arm is in the air. Foot connects with football, and professional football is back in Fort Worth for the first time in 26 years with this kickoff. Taking it out is number 20. Here he is on 1st and 10 from the 5.
For sure, he will improvise when pressured.
Turnbull has his running back Hugh Smith standing right in front of him. 2 receivers to the left. Actually 3 to the left as Turnbull takes the snap, flicks it out. 2nd down and 10 here for West Texas. Turnbull back in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the left, none to the right. Turnbull takes the snap, flicks it out right. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The man to the left is Dre Woozy. Moving in forward motion is number 9, Gabriel Sosa. Low snap here for Turnbull. Stepping up in the pocket, and he's going down. Similar formation to the last play. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. He's standing in the middle of the end zone here on 4th and 13. Turnbull takes the snap. Meshach Williams is coming right at him, and Meshach Williams is going to get that. So West Texas gets off to a bit of a slower start here at the Fort Worth Convention Center, taking a safety on their first drive of the game, and now North Texas is ready to receive. It is a high, short kick. Dwayne Autry is going to catch it right around midfield at the 25. cuts back to the left of the 20, makes his way inside the 15, gets a block at the 10. Now he's cutting back across the field at the 5, and Dwayne Autry's in the end zone.
Oh, there's no nerves for you at all now.
So Ken Jr.'s under center. His running back Taylor Martin's behind him. Ken Jr. hands off to Martin, and Martin's going to walk into the end zone untouched for 2. Hill points to both sides, arms in the air. And this is going to be an onside by North Texas. It's tipped up in the air, and Dwayne Autry's got it at the 11-yard line. And I think this is going to be North.
Yeah.
So now it's first down and goal for the West Texas Buccaneers. Ball on the Bulls 9. Turnbull calls a man in motion from left to right. That's number 7, Dre Woozy. Now he's got all 3 receivers to the right side of the field. His running back, Q Smith, is standing next to him. Turnbull takes the snap. He immediately tries down. First and goal from the 9 here for the Buccaneers. Turnbull calls his receiver in forward motion. He's going to hand it off to his running back, Q Smith. Smith tries to back. They've now got a first and goal at the 14. Turnbull in the shotgun. He's got 1 running back to each side of him and 1 receiver to each side of the field. Turnbull takes the snap. Got a guy in his face. Pump fake with a second down and goal from the North Texas 20. Turnbull in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Man in motion from left to right is Andre Dennis. Turnbull fires, end zone, and it's intercepted. The 6'5" man out of Jackson State is the best candidate to lead this North Texas unit, as he is under center here on 1st and 10. And before this play can happen, flags fly. Kent's going to take the snap anyways. This is a free play. Fires end zone for Chris. 9-yard completion between Ken Jr. and Franklin. And now we've got first and goal for the Bulls at the 1. Ken Jr.'s under center. Takes the snap. It's a little flip to Chris Franklin. Spins at the goal line and walks into the end zone. Hill's ready. The snapper is Tyler Cassell. Holland gets the hold down. Hill. And this coaching staff, I mean, these guys, they know what it means to play professional arena football.
For sure.
And now Ben Hill is prepared for the ensuing kickoff as he launches this one away. It's another high kick. It'll be returned at the 1-yard line here by number 5 for West Texas.
That's a fumble.
Ball falls to on 1st and 10 from their own 14. He's got 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. His running back is Q Smith standing behind him in the backfield. And Jeffrey Turnbull looks like he's actually going to have to call a timeout here for West Texas.
First official game.
So Turnbull breaks the timeout huddle now, and 1st and 10 is from the 14. Turnbull takes the snap, tosses all 3 receivers to the right side of the field. His running back, Damian Davis, and West Texas is now ready to go here on 2nd and 13 from their own 11-yard line. Turnbull takes the snap, flicks it out to the right, completes the screen pass to his running back, Q Smith. Smith lowers the...
Start getting some traction in this ball game.
So after the encroachment by North Texas, it is a 3rd down and 5 here for West Texas, and Jeffrey Turnbull has no time to look down. So now here he is, number 88. Dawson Lawson is in at quarterback in the shotgun here for West Texas on a 4th down and 10 from their own 15-yard line. Lawson takes the snap, tries to fire over the middle. That one's batted down and in.
To have all the stops for anybody.
So now Robert Kent Jr. is under center here for North Texas, 1st and 10 at the 15. Kent Jr. under pressure right in his face, slings it right, completes the... Now the Bulls have a 2nd down and 2. Ball on the West Texas 7-yard line. Kent Jr. is under center once again. His running back Taylor Martin's behind him. To the right is Clinton Solomon, and to the left are Chris Franklin and Tavis Holland. Solomon now coming in motion from right to left. Kent Jr. takes the snap. He's got time to throw. Fires back in the end zone. Connects, pulling the 30-second timeout by the West Texas Buccaneers. North Texas now has a 2nd down and 2. Ball on the 7. Kent Jr. takes the snap. He's got time. Now he's rolling left. Fires back in the end zone. Looking for Clinton Solomon. Solomon makes the catch over the top of the holder.
He's been the only miscue from everything in this ball game by the Bulls.
And Holland not able to get the snap down. Ben Hill picks it up, still on his feet, fires it up for the end zone, and it is tipped and incomplete. Game currently says we are at about the 4-minute mark, a little bit below that here in the 2nd quarter. Ben Hill now ready for the ensuing kickoff. Arm in the air as he launches this one away. It's another high kick. This one will be returned at the 6 by West Texas. And flattened, flipped, I believe.
Yes.
And so now we've got a 1st and 10 for West Texas here at midfield. This is Dawson Lawson in the shotgun. Takes the snap, immediately rolls right, and he's just going to take off with it. Inside.
On his offensive end.
Lawson takes the snap on 2nd and 3. Fires over the middle. This one's going to go.
And for this Buccaneers unit, they have to score right here because they did not start the game with the ball. So Bulls will have it in the second half.
3rd and 2 for the Bucks at the 17. Lawson's under center, fumbles the snap. Trey Harlan here for the Buccaneers. And now at quarterback, we've got Anthony Ellison. And hold on, flags fly before this one can happen. Got 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Takes the snap, it's a low bouncing snap. He's immediately got to scramble away. Breaks 1 tackle, now Demarius Cooks, he's on top of him. Yard line. Robert Kent Jr. is under center. He's got 2 receivers to the right. Clint Solomon solo is to the left. Kent Jr. takes the snap. Firing end zone, looking for Chris Franklin, back shoulder. At least to our knowledge, 2nd down and 10 here now for the Bulls at the West Texas 22. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left again for Robert Kent Jr., who drops back. Fires right, completes it at the 15. Chris Franklin has the catch at the 14, now tries to shake a man at 22, or on the West Texas 22. Robert Kent Jr. is under center for this one. All 3 receivers are to the left. Kent Jr. drops back. Firing left, end zone, Solomon. Clint Solomon's there.
3rd time's a charm.
Yeah, it's been, I mean, they've been tough snaps too, so you can't blame Hill, who's able to connect this one on a late snap. And hold on, there's some confusion. He's prepared to launch this kick back to the West Texas Buccaneers now. Arm is in the air and foot connects with Pigskin. This one's going to be deep in about the midpoint of the end zone. Returned by Andre Dennis. Dennis has nowhere. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Takes the low snap. Steps up in the pocket. Trying to get away from the pass rush. North Texas has got him wrapped up now for the West Texas Bucks following the sack by Trey Harlan, his 3rd of the game. Here's Ellison in the shotgun. Same formation as the last play. Takes the snap. No time. He's scrambling for his life again. And Anthony Ellison on 3rd and 15. Ball on their own 10 as he takes the low snap. More pressure from North Texas. Ellison's able to step up in the pocket and get away from the initial pressure, though. Now he takes ball on their own 16. Anthony Ellison is in the shotgun still at quarterback. Same formation as the last play. Takes the snap. Not as much pressure this time as he flicks it downfield. Side of the field. All 3 receivers are lined up on the left side of the field. Franklin will be the one coming in forward motion. The running back is Taylor Martin, standing behind Kent Jr. Kent Jr. takes the snap, flicks it out left, completes the pass to Brett Reese Jr. on the screen pass. Reese Jr. Times it's the backup Vernon Sharp. Kent Jr. though leading the way here on the 2-point conversion after trying to kick it the last 3 scores. Kent Jr. goes with a toss right to his running back Martin. Taylor hasn't actually caught a lot of passes this season at all, but it seems like they designed that play, that screen pass specifically for him. Got some great blocking from both of his guys as Ben Hill now launches away the ensuing kickoff. This one's going to be returned by Andre Dennis inside the end zone. And a Turtle listed as a wide receiver. At this point, he's essentially the 3rd string quarterback for West Texas. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left here for him on 1st and 10. Ellison takes the snap, low snap, fires with pressure in his face, and that one's intercepted.
Can they finally get some points on the board? They've been searching for any and everything, and the penalties have really killed them on every drive. And a turnover, Trey Harlan.
Low snap here on the yard line. Here's Robert Kent Jr. under center. Calls Tavis Holland in forward motion. It's going to be a handoff up the gut to the running back, Taylor Martin. Martin squeezing it again with Taylor Martin behind him, and he will. And now we've got all 3 receivers are on the right side of the field. Kent Jr. takes the snap. Plenty of time to throw. Flicks it over the middle. Scores his first touchdown of the 2021 season here on the 2-point conversion. It's a top. We're also going to get the ball to start the second half as number 77, Walter Waldo, has his arm in the air ready to boot this one away for the West Texas Buccaneers. It's actually going to be an onside kick picked up by North Texas at the 15-yard line, and it's Brett Reese Jr. The North Texas Bulls as Robert Kent Jr., the starting quarterback, is under center. It's going to be a handoff right up the gut to his running back. I'm not sure if it's ever happened. It would be a very rare occurrence at the very least, as the North Texas kicker, Ben Hill, has his arm in the air and connects foot to pigskin once again for the first kickoff of the second half by North Texas. And West Texas now.
And that's a credit to the coaching staff and also players holding each other accountable. That's a big thing, just because when you really, you may not feel like it's the NFL, but as a kick goes out of bounds, but it's a Richard.
Robert Kent Jr. is under center. He's got two receivers to the left side of the field. Clint Solomon solo is to the right. Kent Jr. calls Chris Franklin in motion forward, touchdown as well, as Ben Hill, the North Texas kicker, is out here to once again try to attempt to
4 times the charm.
Yeah, 4 times maybe the charm, as he is anticipating making his first PAT of the season.
And that's the only hiccup in this ball game, if you frankly honest, because the Bulls have been clicking on all cylinders, offensively, defensively, but not on the special teams unit. And I know Coach Mann has to be very frustrated about that, and he has to give his kicker one more opportunity.
Snap gets fumbled. Tavis Holland's got to pick it up and go down for this next ensuing kickoff. They've officially capped 60 points. 60-0 is now your score. North Texas over West Texas.
You know, only 20 points from 80, and as fast as offense is going, I would not be surprised they get it in the next 5 to 10 minutes of this third quarter.
Ben Hill once again launches this one deep in about the mid part of the end zone. Taken out, it's Andres are now prepared to begin this next drive following the official timeout with a 1st and 10, ball on their own 4-yard line. This is the 3rd string quarterback, Anthony Ellison, in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Ellison takes the low snap, tries to dump it off to the right on a quick little, he's out there running the show at QB. So here's Ellison on 2nd and 10 from the 4. Similar formation to the last play. Takes the snap. North Texas bringing pressure. Ellison flicks it downfield. He's got a man there.
Lay back off one.
3rd down and 10. Ball still on the 4-yard line here for the West Texas Buccaneers on their first offensive drive of the second half. Anthony Ellison is still standing in the end zone. Same formation as the last 2 plays. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Ellison calls his man in forward motion. That's Lawson. Low snap. Ellison's got to pick it up and take off. Tries to hard line. It's now a 3rd and about 6 here for the Buccaneers. Ellison, another low snap, trying to scramble for his life. Cooksey knocks it out for a fumble. 2 to go. He's got 2 running backs in the backfield with him this time. It's going to be a handoff to Q Smith off the right side. Smith, stiff arm. Ellison's in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right. And he's also got 2 to the left here, including one of them being his running back. And now before Ellison can get this play underway, doesn't like what he did.
9 points. So, hey.
North Texas still has some work to do if they want to beat that and cap 100. As on 2nd down and 10.
They can capitalize on mistakes from the Bulls, so they have to clean it up, especially today.
Following the encroachment, it's 2nd down and 5 here now for the Buccaneers. Ball on their own 18. Ellison calls the receiver in motion from left to right. Takes the snap, pressure in his face immediately from Meshach Williams. Tries to scramble out, hurdles a defender at the... So Ellison's got 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left on 3rd down and 3 here as he stands in the shotgun. Ellison, low snap, trying to scramble away as North Texas brings the pressure. And not sure what's happened, but apparently there was a flag as West Texas has moved up now inside of North Texas territory at the 20. And this is now a 1st down and 10 here for West Texas. As Ellison takes the snap in the shotgun, it's intercepted by LaDon Hudson. Hudson's at the 10. 5, touchdown, North Texas Bull.